Welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Adventure Comics number 373, published in October 1968 with story by Jim Shooter and art by Win Mortimer. And Win is definitely not my favorite artist. You want us to join your crummy legion? That's a joke. You're just not in our class. We can outfight all of you like this. Can you spot clever cosmic clues? Who are the Tornado Twins? And now the weather. Hurricane Dawn is due to cut a swath across the 30th century metropolis. This is bad news for the Legion of Superheroes, namely Brainiac 5, Element Lad, Karate Kid, Phantom Girl, Princess Projectra, Sunboy, and Superboy. Because Dawn is a human hurricane, and with her brother Don, she's stirring up a storm that can wreck the Legion. See? The Tornado Twins. So we open up in a school, Metro Heights Educational Center. Preposterous, Doctor. Do you tell me that these students are actually learning while awake? Bah! Whatever happened to good old-fashioned sleep learning? Well, Instructor, I realize our methods may seem a bit radical, but we're getting results. The class is now programming several hyper-redox equations into the school computer for balancing. I was told you had some extraordinary students, Doctor. Geniuses, I assume. Well, not exactly, sir. You see, their alarm goes off, and we find out that Phantom Girl and Sunboy are in his class. Outrageous! The school board will hear of this. They're setting education back 1,000 years. Meanwhile, the Karate Kid is showing up at the penthouse of Princess Projectra. Hi, Princess. I was just passing by on my way to the clubhouse. And great, Orion, you live here? Yes. Won't you come in, Karate Kid? So she's got a gigantic place. I guess when your dad's the king of Orlando, you sort of have to live in style, huh? It's not so bad once you get used to it. Would you like to see the rest of the place? There's more. Yes, there is the Orandian spring water, the tape library, and the 3D theater. And an alarm goes off, so the two of them head out also. Meanwhile, Element Lad is out on a date. I hardly ever get to see you anymore, Jan. You're always so busy as Element Lad. I know, Maria, but being a Legionnaire is a full-time proposition. And then his alarm goes off, and he heads out. Oh, you're not going to run out on me again. I have to, doll. Drive yourself home. Jan, wait, I can't drive. Jan, oh, this is the last time I'll ever date a superhero. Hopefully she survives. I have you outnumbered and surrounded. Well, Brainiac 5, you've lost this table game of computer war. Have I, Superboy? See if you still think so after my next maneuver. And their alarm goes off. Also, look on the viewing screen, the United Planets Vehicle Research Center in Sector 5. Crooks are stealing the super-fast experimental vehicles stored there, and they're worth billions. So everyone heads out, but by the time they get there, the criminals are all tied up, and the vehicles are stopped. There's the Helios 8, the fastest surface vehicle in the galaxy, safe and sound, and all the other record-holding runabouts, sea, air, and spaceships of every type. Great, Zorn, the crooks are all trussed up for delivery to jail. Somebody beat us to the punch. Moons of Krypton. Don't tell me that you two mopped up that gang of hoods alone. Why not? You super guys took so long, you were late to the party. But we left something for you to do. This wall needs a little repair job. Wait, who are you? How'd you corral these baddies? I'm Don Allen, and this is my sister Dawn. Now cut the Inquisition so we can get back to work. Stand fast, buddy. When a Legionnaire asks a question, you answer. We're authorized science police duty, so he gets tossed by Don. Hey, I'm supposed to be the judo expert. You're quick, chum, but nobody's speedy enough to duck my mitts. Kid, wait, he's right. They've broken no law. See you later, Legionnaires. Let's cut out of here, Dawn. We still have plenty to do. So far, so good. All according to plan. We did it, Don. Hi, Superboy. This is later at the Legion HQ. Just studying up on my advanced nucleophysics. And so he asks where Karate Kid, and Karate Kid is practicing on these robots. Whoa, kid. Take it easy. Those robots cost money. What's wrong, kid? Why does he call him kid? Why don't you call Superboy boy? Still shook up about being tossed for a loop by that guy at the research center? Forget it. That's easy for you to say, Superboy. You're loaded with powers. But I have only one power, which I developed from early childhood. My fighting ability is my whole stock and trade. If that fails, I'm nothing. He's being a little childish. So the alarm goes off again. Hurry, there's been a disaster at the Alpha Iron Mine. It's not too far for flight rings, or it's too far for flight rings, so they hop into their rockets and they find out. Some VIPs were on an inspection tour of the automated section of the mine. There was a short in the control room. The robot workers have gone haywire, causing a cave-in. So they all head in, but it's pitch dark. Only Superboy can see. Look down there, those glowing spots. What are they? It's never too dark for my super eyes. Those are mine robots. So Sunboy lights the place up, and they get into a big fight. The princess in the jaws of that giant digger got to save her. I'll change the iron jaws to helium gas. Phantom Girl, watch out. I can disable these haywire heaps of tin by turning my hands in material, reaching inside and ugh. I've smashed enough practice robots in my time to be an expert at robot killing, but even my super karate isn't doing much good against the Intertron armored tunnel robots. The kid is down. PG's hurt. The others are hard pressed. It's all up to me. So, meanwhile, a robot starts a cave in. The tunnel's been sealed. I'm cut off from the. You are Superboy. Oh, geez, kryptonite, of course. Kryptonite, it can kill me. That meteor must have been buried for centuries. Here, centuries ago. Got to get back to the surface. Get help. You think in the 30th century they could take care of that problem? So Superboy wanders out. Quick, we need help. The others may be dead already. And Dawn and Don show up and head down. The kid's revived. If only he and I can hold out. Where is Superboy? With the others injured in the cave-in, there's not much hope unless he lends a hand. But Dawn and Don show up. Gasp! It's Dawn and Dawn, walking through the rubble as easily as Phantom Girl could if she were conscious. And she waves her hand and causes the robots to smash into the wall. What is this? She waves her hand and the robots fly against the wall. Stand back, kid. I don't want you to get hit by any flying parts. Great, Zoran, the gal's a human hurricane. First, her brother tosses me for a loop, and now she pulls me out of a tight spot. This could give a guy an inferiority complex. Kid, help me dig the others out. Mr. Allen, I'd like to shake your hand. It took great courage to come down into the pit after us. A brilliant effort. And I must thank the Legion, too. They did their best, even though they failed. Back at the clubhouse, when all have recovered. Well, say something, somebody. What do we do about these glory-snatching aliens? Or Allens, sorry. We cool it. So they stole our thunder a couple of times. Big deal. Bigger than you think, brain boy. Take a squint at the Computo News. To look at the headlines, you'd think the whole Legion struck out. Instead of just 7 of us. They're making us a galactic laughingstock. But why blame Don and Dawn? They've done nothing wrong. There's no law against outclassing us. Right, but the whole deal looks cockeyed to me. Where did those 2 pop up from? Yeah, if they're so powerful, where have they been hiding? Let's investigate. I'm with you, fellas. These automatic monitor tapes that recorded our mission in the mine haven't given us a clue about that pair. We know they can pass through walls, send robots flying with a wave of the hand, and make us all look like saps. The question is, still, how? Ah, yes, Don and Dawn Allen, both registered citizens, but according to their locator cards, they're perfectly normal, average people. No super abilities. And in Metropolis Science Police Central Headquarters, no police records on Dawn, and no records of any super criminals even approximating their powers or descriptions. Well, group, we struck out. Yeah, no sinister motives, no info on where they got their powers, nothing. Yet there are plenty of clues. Have you solved the riddle of the twin tornadoes? The answer at the end of part 2. But anyone who peeks ahead will be reported to the Comic Readers Association.